Welcome back to the Marketing Mirror. In the last few episodes, Sue Ann began a little journey into the murky waters of social media marketing to help you better understand social media and determine where it fits into your larger marketing strategy. Social media marketing gives you an opportunity to grow organically by creating, curating, and communicating content to share with others. It helps you to meet people where they are, hijack the power of e-commerce, build brand awareness and interest, grow reputation, trust, and sales, plus even more. Your social media content plan and strategy are the glue to hold two major objectives together and make your business shine so people love you. First, you must consider an audience-first approach in meeting the needs, wants, and desires of the customers and community you are building and serving, while secondly, striving to reach your key business goals. Matching your audience and channels to elevate your digital footprint using social media are the ongoing topics continuing today inside the Marketing Mirror. Along with why social matters, social myth-busting, and advising you to match social platforms and audiences, today's topics drill down even further to make sure you get the right fit for you. Remember, your social media marketing strategy is unique to your business and community exclusively. So let's chisel down to find out more about each of the most popular social platforms, what's new, what's working, and maybe a surprising tidbit or two as well. As always, thank you for checking out the Marketing Mirror. Let's go.
Step inside the Marketing Mirror to uncover marketing secrets, discover gems, tactics, lessons, and campaigns you can use, next-gen or fundamentals. Grab the marketing magic to improve your marketing and win more business. Only on 100 TV. Only on 100 TV.
Hello and welcome. It's episode 5 of the Marketing Mirror, and I am so happy that you are here and that you're checking out the show and that you're joining me today. I really appreciate it. So each week over the last several, I've been talking to you about creating a positive and forward-moving digital footprint through social media. So we want to increase the value of your digital presence by being a little bit strategic and thinking through some of the elements to kind of put something behind just throwing out social media. So I hope you've been, taking away that particular perspective. I've been talking to you about reframing things as you think about them, so that in the back of your mind, you're thinking about things that are heading towards the future and heading towards actually achieving specific goals with social media marketing. And that can be done. And I'm going to show you how when we get to the strategies section. But for now, as we move more into the specifics about the different platforms and some of that information that I want to share with you, I'm dying to share with you because there's some new and exciting things going on. And there's some things that may surprise you about some of the platforms, or maybe you just need an update. I mean, because they're constantly on the move, as you know. But when you're thinking about all of this, I want you to think about those bigger framework things, those structural things that you're building on, those foundational things, because I think they're key to continue to create that snowball of marketing and branding that you really want to accumulate in what you do with your digital presence, because it grows as you go. So what I'm saying is it's essential to gain clarity about a few things at the onset before you really start into your social media marketing strategy, because you want to enhance your results and you want to gain traction sooner, right? Sooner than later. So before starting to build your unique social media marketing strategy, think about, devise, or confirm, depending on where you are, the following. So you need to know and understand your bigger business and marketing goals. So, do you understand what you're really all about? Because if you don't, you're not going to be able to tell the world or tell other people. You have to have a good grip on your core messaging and your unique value proposition. And those things are set, hopefully, before you enter into the digital social space. But those things are set to clearly and concisely communicate you. And you have a target market or an ideal customer that you understand inside and out. So those are the three criteria that you should be getting solid on in the back of your mind as I'm telling you more about these platforms and you're figuring out where you want to go. So I guess I'm giving you a little homework today. While we dive a little deeper in figuring out those platforms where you're going to flourish, here's what I want you to do. Okay, ready? You might want to take a note on this. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to write down 3 things to act as the foundation for your social digital content so you can optimize for clarity, consistency, and conciseness. So first, I want you to identify your core business goals and objectives because you're not going to reach those objectives and goals if you're not clear on what they are. Second, I would like you to document. Yep, here I go, asking more. I want you to write down that core consistent messaging. And how do you determine your core consistent messaging? Well, you have to think about things like your unique value proposition and how you can convey your uniqueness to the community and your audience and your target audience. Because what you do uniquely is what makes you stand out, what differentiates you. So you're going to want to kind of pay attention to that. You may want to hone it down to a statement. It could be a statement of purpose for a small business, or it could be a statement that comes out of your unique value proposition and your bigger mission and vision and values. Or it could come down to being a tagline, a phrase, not even a whole sentence, but it's got to be your core, consistent messaging that happens everywhere all the time. So everyone gets that common understanding of who you are and what you're about. And then you have to be able to describe your ideal customer or your target market, which is often called to or referred to as your ideal client or ideal customer avatar or ICA. If you need help with an ICA, in my opinion, the easiest way to learn and build that out is to talk to the people that you work with, that you deal with, that are your customers. They're going to tell you the most about why you're different, why they like you, what you do that other people doing what you do or that other products they've used similar to yours didn't hold up, what you're doing better, different. They're going to tell you. So your customers' mouths are like the mouths of babes telling you who you are, and they'll help you to not only understand them better so that you know who your ideal customer is inside and out, but you'll also be able to relate your messaging in a way that emotionally connects and speaks to them. So don't get upset and don't tune out because I gave you that homework, because remember, your marketing will thank you for taking the extra time to slow down, to speed up. And oh my, I think Marketing Millie is anxious to give us some valuable information also to start thinking about when it comes to how to handle your social media bios and profiles. So again, this is something you should be working on and honing in on while you're determining where you fit with the audience and platform, and of course your business goals, and of course your talents. So your bio and your profile and your social channels may seem insignificant to you, right? In a way, they seem like a detail, but I want you to reframe how you think about that bio and about that profile, and think of it as the first tiny speck of your business or your brand that people see. It's an introduction to you. So think of it as the first opportunity to do some marketing, because everything you do reflects your business and brand. Hi guys, I'm Marketing Millie, and I might only be the sidekick around here at the Marketing Mirror, but I wanted to make sure that I had a minute to tell you some of the most important things you need to know. Quick tips for your social media profiles, because you want more people to follow you. You want more people to be interested in doing business with you. And so I want to connect with you on social because I love making social connections and I want to be social. But I gotta tell you, sometimes your profile isn't inspiring me to connect with you at all. So let's take a minute and let's not make some big mistakes. Let's get it right. Let's make social profiles that already make me want to connect with you. What do you say? I don't know one thing about you. And this is that first little shot of seeing and finding out who you are. So make sure to write something in there for your bio. Even if you're not finalized and set on your core messaging or target or your tagline or something like that, you still need to fill out something in your bio, because if you're a blank bio, then you're not going to create one bit of interest in yourself. So it can be as simple as a sentence or two. You can refine it later, but at least give me something. I'm a writer. I love skydiving. There you go. That's even two things that I can work with. I can relate to somehow that you're a writer because I love connecting with writers, and somehow my curiosity about you wanting to jump out of a perfectly good plane because you love skydiving also creates some interest in why I might want to connect with you. And speaking of you, how about using your name and not suspiciously hiding out? Personally, I was a little bit against using just my plain old name until I understood why you need to use your name or your business name or both, as is applicable, whether it's a business or personal page profile. But fake names, meaningless names, numbers, and stuff like that isn't really giving me confidence to believe that you're a real person. It even rings a little to the side of suspicious and sometimes even creepy. So just use your name or your business name. And the other reason, and this one's a biggie, you guys, is if someone is looking for you on a social channel, this is the best and easiest way to find you. There you go. There you have it. You want to be found. You don't want to be not found, so quit hiding on social. And by the way, when it comes to your photograph on social, people do want to see you. They don't really want to see your dog, your cat. Even though I love them, they don't want to see them. They want to see who you are, who they might be talking to or dealing with. And so unless you're Pepsi or Coca-Cola or Nike or some brand that has a recognizable logo and everybody will instantly know who you are, you want to use your actual face or your business logo. If it's a business profile is also okay. But again, people should understand that you're connected with that business. So get you in there and use your name. Don't be scary and shady. Okay. Thank you. Next, do yourself a favor and hold off on all the hashtags and all the @ symbols that you put in your profile. Why? Why, you asked me? You see all kinds of people using them, you say. But I say don't. And here's why. I think this is a bad idea for you. Simply, it's counterintuitive. Using hashtags sends people away from you. And you want your profile to invite people to you instead. So don't send them to a hashtag or an @ off of your profile. keep them with you. Your goal, of course, is to draw people closer to you. Another way you may deflect rather than attract people with your social profile is to say something completely incongruent with what people can see. For example, if you call yourself a social media superstar, a king, a queen, or something like that in a profile, but only have 5 followers, or you just started it last week, it doesn't really feel believable. It doesn't look believable. So in this case, you may want to wait and build up your followers and your feed's activity. This way you can take back what may otherwise appear contradictory or as empty words. Conversely, instead of calling yourself an expert, for example, it's much better to let other people say it for you. So splatter testimonials along the way with your social as people get to know you, and let other people promote you in how they interact in your feeds. Another way to subliminally tout your own horn without sounding too braggy or shallow is to let your profile image speak for you. And I love, for example, when you can show books that you have written in the header. That gives you instant credibility without you yelling, "I'm an author." Or if you're standing on a stage and you're presenting your expertise to a group, or you are displaying awards that you've won or recognition, that banner speaks for you without you using words. So make sure that you let the visuals and the other things in your profile space also do some speaking for you, along with loving what people say nice about you in the feed. Make sure you carefully select links available in your profile so you are sure to send people to the very right place that you most want them to go. You may or may not, depending on your strategy and how far along you are or how known you are, want to go with a landing page. A landing page, keep in mind, is a one-door only next step to say, buy your book on Amazon or sign up for your newsletter. And why I say you may not want to go with a landing page strategy is if you're looking to reach new audiences and invite people to get to know you. A one-choice page, like a landing page, if that's the only thing you give, the one choice only, it may not work at all. People may first want to look around a little and get to know you. They need a little more introduction, a few more touch points before they're ready to actually take an action. And you just may be plain new and starting to build your community. So asking for something out of the gate doesn't make good sense. So in these cases, you may want to send people to more welcoming doors or even windows to check you out. On your homepage, for an example, you can have doorways that include different avenues for people to go depending on their interest in coming to you, their intent in reaching your page. So if they want, they could start a free email mini course with you, for example, or they could visit your hottest or latest blog post. If they might want to, their video people and not readers, they might want to be able to click over and check out and subscribe to your YouTube channel. Or they might want to click button ABCD or XYZ to learn about whatever. Well, you get the idea. The important thing is your profile link strategy is a good one that has an end result or intent in mind. So I hope you find these social media profile tips handy for you and your client. Thanks for letting me on. Well, thank you, Marketing Millie. I think you stole the show. But I think that Marketing Millie gave you a lot of good tips about your social media profiles and bios and why they can be a component of your marketing. Because as I said in that earlier little bumper there, marketing starts at hello. And so what better place to think about marketing and optimizing your key messaging than leveraging your bio and profiles on social media. And so what I'm going to do is take a look at what Millie recorded for you and make sure that she covered everything. And maybe next week I'll have a checklist for you for your social media profiles. How's that sound? Just in case she missed anything, or to make sure it's good and accurate, and to make it super usable for you. Intro and the last 2 shows talked about how I want to introduce each of the major platforms. So today I thought I'd start with introducing Facebook to you as the first major platform. And the reason I picked Facebook is I feel like everyone is most familiar with Facebook. There's a lot of people on Facebook. It's the one that people are most comfortable with. It's been around a long time. So in a way, it needs the least explanation of the major features and things like that. And of course, all the platforms are changing, but I'm really excited to tell you about some of the changes going on some of the other platforms that maybe you're less familiar with. So this is going to be brief. That's why I thought I could end the show today with this little Facebook chitter chat. So talk about Facebook, I need to be honest with you and let you know that I only got on Facebook really kicking and screaming. I had no desire to, I called it Ass Book, and I really didn't have any desire to join or get on it. It just didn't really seem like my thing. But I'm all about business, and that's really why I'm on Facebook, which makes it an interesting story to tell you because my interest is strictly business. What drew me to Facebook, which is some people consider the family and friends network, so to speak. So what drew me? Well, for me to join Facebook Meta was a place for people to network for sure, because I was working with a course developing, working as an admin and helping a friend of mine put together a course about repurposing content. And then I got pulled into as a mentor on another course for my friend Sharon Hurley Hall about the biz of writing. And so the thing is, I ended up going on to Facebook for educational purposes, because there were groups there that were, a group based on a learning either program or a course, an online course, or just to meet as a group of professionals to learn about a topic. So what I found out going in, for groups with education, with an educational mindset, is that groups still are probably my main reason for being on Facebook and why I stay on Facebook, because groups offer so much in terms of networking, meeting people, talking to people, building relationships that turn into work with people. And a lot of it is based on these groups and networking with people who are doing like-minded things. So that's maybe in part where I fell into working with a lot of creative people with the work that I do. My clients kind of went from being like maybe like drywall or something, strictly kind of dry business, to, more exciting creative type companies like photographers and videographers, live streamers, book writers or authors, I guess, book writers, authors, and those sorts of things. The more creative people who are content producers and content creators, which of course I love too. But the point I'm making is that there might be something viable on Facebook, even if at first glance you don't think so. Okay, so different sources place Instagram in fourth or fifth place as a most used social if you look at the stats. But the point why I bring it up is Instagram's actually a Facebook property. So besides Facebook, Meta also is involved with WhatsApp, the Messenger app, Instagram. You get the picture. So they actually have a little heavier duty social presence than you might even be thinking, via Facebook alone, if you weren't sure about all their sister properties. Use the properties, no matter what they are, for you, for your best purpose, for your best business result. But again, it's a great place to network with family and friends, right? That's what kind of it started being, about family and friends. Some people call it your mom's network, saying the young ones are leaving the platform in droves. And when you see the statistics, the demographics, you'll find out that it does skew a little bit young. But I'm not surprised if the young ones don't want to stick around. They didn't want to hang out with the family live either, did they? Really? So while there are different sources that you can go to, Facebook is still in first place. It's still number one social media platform. And for me, it's all about the groups. And the groups are all about the people. And collaborating in that way does a lot for you. Leveraging groups allows you to network with people, get to know people, share things about the things that you do, along with learning about the things they're doing. And there's just so much that can be gained from how you interact and leverage even groups on Facebook. So besides that, let me give you a quick rundown of the details for Facebook. Is Facebook the place for your peeps? Is that where you can find people and network and learn and grow and build new business and find clients? That's what you want to know. So let's look at Meta and Facebook. Well, for one thing, there are 2.9 billion, billion monthly users. Geez, it's a lot of monthly users. I think it's number one. That might be why it's the number one social media network. Also, 73% of the US user base is active daily. So beyond monthly users, if you have a US market, those users are there, 73% of them daily. So you might want to consider that. Also, it does seem that the demographic that is the biggest percentage-wise in my research is 25 to 34-year-olds. And that's kind of contradicting a little bit what people are saying about it being your mothers and the old people's network, because 25 to 34-year-olds, even though it's only at nearly 26% of all users, is a pretty tough number of users for that demographic. It's the one that has the highest percentage-wise. But that also begs the question that 75% of the user base is below a 25% mark as far as each demographic. Find that interesting. What I think it tells us is that Facebook has a lot of audience and a lot of reach, which we were just saying. It's also a very trafficked website. In fact, per SimilarWeb, it's the third most trafficked website in the world on all the web. So third most trafficked means Facebook might be relevant, might have some viability for you. Think about it. There are 200 million businesses on Facebook. That's a lot of businesses gathering on a social platform. They must have a reason. They must be getting something out of their association with and using Facebook, and 200 million businesses. So if you're B2B, there might be a market there, even though that's not who you think about first on Facebook. I'll talk about your other audiences on Facebook in just a sec. Also, this statistic might just blow you away. And it might also stress to you the importance of standing out no matter what you do on digital or social. Because over a billion stories are shared per day. So your story is just one on not just a sea, an ocean, an avalanching ocean of water. Like, there are a lot of stories going out there at a day. So what you have to really think about for your platform and decide if that's where your peeps are is you need to think about what's their intent there. What can you do to leverage and optimize your business using Facebook? Because it is a viable option for most businesses. Think about it. Think about those stats. And remember the stuff that Eddie said about algorithm. It doesn't hate you. You just have to learn to work with it and understand it. And understand, more importantly, your audience and your own business. So put that all together, tecto, easy as pie. You'll have a viable meta or social media presence on Facebook. So it's about your peeps, where you find them, and what matters. Now, I mentioned mentioning to you about that secondary audience that can also be a very viable audience for helping you get your message across. So when you have these groups that you're in, they share your stuff maybe, or you become friends with people in that group that gives you a relationship, then your stuff gets out to more people through their audiences. You have friends and family, and if you are a friends and family kind of guy, I'm not. I'm really on Facebook and all the platforms about business. But if you are into friends and family, remember, that's another audience and community that supports you. They like you. They love you. They want to share your content. And so when they share your content, you then get the additional reach of those people. So your audience, your community, And the reach that you get on the social platforms doesn't really just come down to your customer, client, or target market. It includes the other parts, the richer, fuller other parts of your community. And Facebook does give you that. It gives you those other communities you can tap and gain reach and maybe gain followers or friends, and maybe, especially, gain business. So I want to thank you for listening to the Facebook platform explanation of our in-depth little dive into the platforms on the Marketing Mirror. Can't wait to see you for the next episode. Thanks for being here. Take care.